Hello, beautiful, sassy ladies. I have had an interesting morning. Wasn't the best morning, I have to say. I was driving back home from town because Luna was screaming. She was carrying on. I think she was, I don't know what was happening. Maybe she was tired. So I was a little bit stressed. I was rushing home. And then I got a speeding ticket. Yeah, that was the first time ever I had ever gotten a speeding ticket. So I was kind of just like chuckling to myself after that because I just thought, I felt bad, but then at the same time I was laughing because, first time ever to get a speeding ticket. I was like, it's not too bad, trying to make myself feel a bit better about that situation. And of course I had a million excuses. But anyway, luckily it wasn't too bad. Okay. And it was funny when the cop car was behind me, it didn't even register for the first 5 minutes because I was like, I couldn't be doing something wrong. Like, I never get pulled over. Like, I didn't break any rules. Totally in denial, right? So anyway, today I wanted to talk about creating attraction with men deliberately in person. Kind of a part 2 of the last video I did about getting a man to pursue you. Now, before I get into the content of this video, if you are serious about getting a high quality man to chase you, to commit to you, and want to be in a relationship with you, then you may want to check out coaching with me. Simply go to katiecoach.com and I can help you out there. So what kind of made me think about this video was I remember a few years back when I was single, speaking with this lady, and she was saying that, she told me she had been single for quite a long time, a few years. And when I asked her, well, why is that? Why are you single? She said, well, it's because I never meet any, there's no men out there. Like I couldn't find any guys. I don't know why. So I said, oh, really? So what do you do? And, I can't remember exactly what she does, but she had a fairly social job. So she would travel a fair bit and she would converse with a lot of men, in business deals and stuff like that. So it was a highly social job where she was interacting with a lot of men, which got me interested because I was like, oh, really? You're in a job where you're surrounded by men, but you can't seem to find anybody. You can't seem to find any men. I found that very fascinating. And the reason I found that fascinating was because I work from home. So I don't meet anybody from my job, right? I don't meet anyone from work. If I wanted to meet people, I have to force myself to go out and meet people. Like literally have to. It just will not come about just through my work. And at that time, I was going to, social groups, networking groups, meetup groups, things like that, to, force myself out of the house to meet people, or else I would just be a hermit and never talk to anybody. And it was relatively easy for me to go to an event, and at the end of the event, I would exchange phone numbers with a couple of people, a couple of men, and then continue chatting to them over the phone, right, over the text messaging. And so that was very interesting to me, and it kind of made me think how many women are saying to themselves, I just can't meet anybody, okay, there's no men out there, when they're actually surrounded by men. There are so many men out there, it's crazy, right? So many options out there. So I wanted to do a video on how to deliberately create attraction with men in person. And this is so important, so key, not just if you are online dating, because eventually you're going to meet that person in person, right? But just overall, because we want a relationship with someone in person, therefore we need to know how to create attraction in person, okay? That is such an important skill. And I think that was, I know that was one of the key reasons why I was never short on new men to talk to. There were always a bunch of men to talk to. It was relatively easy to meet guys and have conversations with them. So that was not the issue. So I want to explain how it's done, because there is a lot of power in really understanding this. So how we create attraction is to tap into our feminine energy. Now, this is actually very easy, let's say simple to do. Okay, maybe not easy, but simple to do. However, a lot of women get in their own way. Most of you are just getting in your own way because you're overthinking everything, and you're thinking about a million things and worrying about a million things, and you're allowing your insecurity and your anxiety to get in the way of simply just being, which is your feminine energy. The feminine energy is just about being you, being in your body, okay? So very simply, how you're going to do this is to make sure that whenever, if you're going out somewhere and there's going to be men around, to make a deliberate conscious choice to raise your energy level. Okay, we need to raise our energy level to a point where we can draw that guy in, draw men into us, right? So it's kind of like the difference between if you're talking to somebody and they're like really and blah, and they have low energy, you're just like, this guy's just boring. This girl's just a drain. Like, what the hell, right? We feel that it's like dragging and it's not really attractive. We don't want to hang out with that person. We don't want to talk to that person. That's low energy. And for a lot of people, that is their default. Okay, and we need to be conscious of that when we're going into a social situation where then there are men around, we're going to be around men, we have to deliberately raise our energy. So we're not just blah 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 blah, right? you want to raise it. So I have a couple of hacks to do this pretty quickly. Number one is to wear heels. Okay, wear high heels. Or just heels if you don't like high heels. Doesn't have to be super high. But basically, when you wear heels, it forces you to pay attention to every step you take, right? Well, it really puts a focus on your legs. It's different to where you're wearing sneakers or, thongs or something like that. Because you have to, when you're wearing sneakers, you just kind of can drag your feet. You don't have to pay attention to how you're putting your foot down. But when you're in heels, you have to be more deliberate, which is a quick way to get yourself in your body and into your legs. So whenever I walk into a space, a social environment, I pay attention to how I'm walking. Make sure my feet is rooted to the ground, and I'm paying attention to each step that I'm taking. So my focus is in my legs and in my core center and not in my head. Okay, get myself out of my head. Okay, the head is just everything getting in the way, right? So into my core and into my legs, and I feel very, very solid and strong there, because that's very important. So that's my first hack, wear heels. The second hack is to make sure you gesture big, right? Move around, move your body around. Don't be that creepy woman who's just standing there, kind of like not moving, you're stiff all the way through. You're just kind of like awkward. You're looking at people creepily. And I know we tend to do that when we're nervous and we're anxious in social environments. So I want you to deliberately move your body around and gesture big, okay? And that includes in your expression, right? Smile big and say things with enthusiasm to really raise your energy level. The other thing I like to do the third thing is to use the people around me as a tool to further increase my energy. So I won't deliberately go to guys or anything when I'm in a social setting. I will go to the easiest person to talk to if I'm by myself. It's great if you do it alone. Just pick someone who's easy to approach, another woman who's kind of standing off by herself or something like that, and approach her. And then when you're talking to her, make some jokes, make some comments, lighten the mood, say some silly things, just to raise the energy of both of you. So you're laughing, you're joking around, you're saying silly stuff, and you're gesturing, right? Being deliberate about that. You raise both of your energy level, and then watch. There'll be men around, they're watching, right? They'll be paying attention. Out of the corner of their eye, they'll be like, oh, that girl's having fun, right? They'll see she's having fun. She's laughing, she's smiling, she's warm and open. Look at the way she's gesturing, right? And you want to make sure, once again, you're not just staying stuck to that one person, but you're open to the room. So you're turning your body to the room, you're turning back, you're what I like to shift from my weight from one leg to the other to make sure I'm moving, I'm keeping the energy high. And then if you do that almost every single time, towards the end of the event, usually men will start to approach. Okay, they won't do it immediately because you have to keep that energy level high throughout the event. So if it's a 2-hour event, keep it high the whole time, and you move around the room and you chat to different people. You don't just stay in one spot. And then men will start to approach because they'll see after an hour, they'll be like, oh, she's friendly, she's open to everyone, now I can approach her, she's less intimidating now to approach, right? And that's what they'll do. They'll literally, a lot of guys will wait till the end before everybody leaves. That's when they'll come up and start talking to you. And then if you have good rapport together, they'll ask for your phone number, you'll exchange phone numbers, and then you can continue that elsewhere. I've also had guys message me after the event. So if it's like a business networking event where you're passing out your phone numbers, your business cards, everybody generally has your contact information, so that's good. You don't have to literally pass it out to every single person. So I've had men contact me afterwards. That's happened a fair bit as well. So as you can see, if you do this every single time, you make it a habit. Every single time you go anywhere where men are, where people are, and practice raising your energy to that level, that's how men will come to you. You don't have to go out and talk to them directly. Okay, feminine energy isn't about directly spotting a guy from across the room and then just beelining to him and asking him a bunch of questions. That's not how you do it. What it is about is raising your energy level and just having a bunch of fun in your body, feeling fun, gesturing, expressing yourself big and being happy and positive, and then guys will come to you naturally. Okay, that's what it's about. So that's my tip. So if you're serious about getting high quality men to pursue you, to want to commit to you in a relationship, and you would like to work with me one-on-one, then you may want to apply for coaching with me. Simply go to katiecoach.com. So just to wrap up for this video, remember, use your feminine energy, and that means raise your energy level. Never go out and just be low energy, because you're not going to attract anybody. Don't just stay in one spot. Don't be stiff, right? That's low energy. And a couple of hacks: wear heels, express yourself bigger, gesture bigger, and use the people around the room to further up your energy level, right? And then watch those guys come to you. So that's my tip. And once again, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, simply go to katiecoach.com. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. Hopefully I won't have another bad day where I get a speeding ticket, but I'm sure your day is good. So I will talk to you guys real soon next time. Okay, bye girls.